Okay, hi guys. Welcome to week 6, the week of triumph. We have a short week this week as far as days go, but we have a 90-minute practice to bring to you. So let's get started. Child's pose. In child's pose, bring your big toes together to touch. Take your knees out wide. Let your chest and your heart space rest. Bring your fingers out wide and breathe. Ujjayi in and Ujjayi out. And just celebrating this week, like all of the victories throughout the course of this program, both big and small. So celebrating the breakthroughs, but also celebrating like moments, like your aha moments. We call them your moments of like awakening. So let yourself here awaken to your breath. Awaken to the feeling of the mat underneath your hands. And awaken to this connection of your body and breath. This union of what we call yoga. Okay, take one more here. Big breath in, fill all the way up. And now open up your mouth and let it sigh out. You're here, you've arrived. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips up high to the sky. Spread your feet out to about hip width distance. Spread your toes out. Wake up through your feet. Wake up through your toes. Now, I'll help you, Casey.
Thank you.
Steady, girl. Wiggle it out a little bit. This first downward facing dog. Just find some organic free movement. And maybe that looks like bending through your knees, or maybe that looks like shifting the weight around through your wrist, just warming up through the wrist. And cultivate focus and an intention for your practice here as you set your eyes and you come into drishti. And just set your intention for your practice today just with one word. One word that you can come back to again and again. And take a big, big, big breath in. Fill up. Stick your tailbone up to the sky. Press down through your hands and empty out. And look forward, bend your knees and come to the top of your mat for ragdoll. Take a big breath in here, please. And then drop the weight of your head all the way down to the earth. Drop your hands and come all the way up to the sky. Reach up for mountain pose. Finding Tadasana through your feet. Rooting down through the four corners of the feet. Drawing the shin bones forward. Activating the thighs up into the bones. Letting the tailbone descend. Take a big inhale now. Lift through your chest. Lift through your heart. Pity your belly up. And fold forward, drop the weight of your head. And let's flow. Halfway lift, breathe in. High push up to low push up as you breathe out. Upward facing dog or baby cobra, modify as you need to. Downward facing dog, peel all the way over the toes. And breathe, generous breath in and generous breath out. And really generously listening to your body, to what it needs for today. And listening to your breath. One more here. Your breath in, fill up. And your exhale out. Nice. Lift up high onto the toes. Look forward, bend your knees, step or fly to the top. Bring your feet together this time. Halfway lift, fill up. And fold forward, empty out. Root down through your feet to rise up, fill up. And fold forward, drop your head. Halfway lift, breathe in, outer shins in, bend your knees. High push-up position, step back to low push-up, pause. Upward facing dog, ignite space through the toes. Downward facing dog, and breathe. Yeah. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We'll just take one more here. Inhale, lift your armpits up, fill up, and exhale out. Lift up high onto your 10 toes, look forward, bend the knees, step or flat. Halfway lift, fill up, fold forward, drop the head. Mountain pose, fill up, reach up in your triumph, and fold forward, drop your head. Halfway lift, high push up, low push up, upward facing dog, thighs lift, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. back a little bit. Open up your dog. Breath in and out. One more here. Deep inhale and exhale. Lift up high into your 10 toes. Look forward, bend your knees, step or flat. Halfway lift, fold forward. Mountain pose, rise up and fold forward. Halfway lift, high push up to low push up. Take that big exhale and pause. Upward facing dog and pause. And downward facing dog and pause. Breath in. Big exhale out. Breath in. And breathe out. One more here. Deep inhale, fill up. I love when Casey starts giggling. Go 2, breath out. Lift up high onto your toes. Look forward, bend your knees. Step or fly. Halfway lift. Fold forward, drop down. Mountain pose, rise up. Fold forward, exhale. Let's build some flow. Halfway lift. High push up, low push up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. One here, one big inhale. In your triumph, let it exhale out, get loud. Don't wake the babies. Lift up high into the toes, look forward, bend your knees, step or fly. Halfway lift, and fold forward. Chair pose, thunderbolt, sink low to rise up. And let your thighs squeeze and hug into one another. Find Tadasana here. Root down through the 4 corners of your feet. Hug your outer shins in. And as soon as you checked in with your feet and you can see all 10 toes, then allow your eye gaze to set just right forward in front of you. And let your shoulders now soften. Oh yeah, create all that space. Just for your neck to be a neck. Just think about this. Just let your neck be a neck. Let the spine come into the natural curvature of your spine as you hug the pit of your belly in and up. Take one more here. Big inhale, fill up, fill up. Exhale, sink and fold forward, drop your head. Halfway lift, inhale to prepare. High push up to low push up, pause. Upward facing dog in. Downward facing dog, heel back. Spin the left foot flat and step the right foot, warrior 1. Root down through your feet to rise up. And release, hands to the earth. High push up to low push up. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Spin the right foot flat, left foot, warrior 1. Rise up, fill up, and release. Hands to the mat. High push up to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now walk your dog out. Walk your dog out. Make it a little bit wider. Yeah, spreading your space through your hands, pressing down through your index finger and your thumb. You want to invite that wider downward facing dog to build heat, to build stability, to step out of your comfort zone and into something new. Take one more here. Breath in. And let it get empty out. Engage the pit of your belly. Look towards your hands. Step or jump. Halfway lift. And fold forward. Chair pose. Sink low. Rise up. And fold forward. Halfway lift. High push up. Low push up. Follow your breath. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot, warrior 1. Top of the mat. Rise up. Chaturanga to the earth. High push up to low push up. Upward facing dog. Don't rush it. Downward facing dog. Left foot, warrior 1. Root down. Rise up. Fill up to the earth. High. Low. Upward facing dog. Fill up. Downward facing dog. Breathe. And you can even hear in the sound of Casey's Ujjayi breath. As we move into the vinyasa, the sound of the breath becomes more audible. You can use the sound of your own breath as a tool to guide you throughout this practice on the mat and even in your life off the mat. Now, notice where you are. Are you feeling your hands rooted down? Are you feeling your feet rooted down? Okay, one more, your breath in, feel it all the way up, and your exhale out. Nice. Lift up high on the toes. Look forward, bend the knees. Step a thigh, halfway lift, and fold forward. Chair pose. Sink low to rise up, and fold forward. Drop the head. Halfway lift to prepare. High push up, low push up. Upward facing dog in. Downward facing dog out. Right foot, warrior one. Top of the mat. Root down. Hug in. Chaturanga to the earth. High to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps. Warrior one. Top of the mat. Rise up. Fill up. Hug in. Chaturanga to the earth. High. Low. Upward facing dog. Yes. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, top of the mat, go. And open warrior two. Open hips, open arms. It's one of my favorite poses in the entire practice. Warrior two. To stand strong in this warrior series. Yeah, there you go. And let your eyes stay set through your fingers, your front middle finger. Really coming into the strength. Really coming into that vitality, that inner vitality. And our only job as real yogis is to let it radiate out. So let it radiate out from your fingertips. Let it radiate out. The crown of your head, hug the muscles into the bones. Like you're getting stretched apart here. Take a big inhale, fill up. Shift the weight forward. Sink low into the lunge and reverse. Go up and go back. Peaceful warrior for 5. Breathing 4, lengthening as you integrate your shoulders into the spine. 3, 2, 1 more. Go up, go back, and release. Hands to the earth. High push up to low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot steps. Warrior one. Root down to rise up. And open warrior two. So open your hips, open the pose. Sometimes if you're having an issue with your clothes or something, things aren't quite going, you just kind of gotta let it go, okay? Just forget about it for a while, and then next time just make a different choice. Fingertips active, eyes set. At home, it's always the cats and the dogs, everything comes in to distract you. And you choose whether or not you get taken away from it, or whether you stay in your center, in your truth. Let your shoulders soften, Casey. Yeah, relax with what is. It's okay. It's just cotton, right? Take a big breath in, fill up. Shift the weight forward, flip the front palm, and come into your bones here as you root down through your feet. Let your bones sink into the earth. And now hug the muscles into the bone. Hugging in to radiate out. Soften the shoulders down your spine. Sink low into the lunge. Take a deep inhale. Now reach up and go back. Fill up. And release. Hands to the earth. High push up with vitality, Casey. Low push up. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Yeah. Take a big inhale here, fill up, and long exhale out. Bring your feet together to touch. Yeah, really nice. Take 3-legged dog. So take a right leg up, and then bend through your knee, flex through your foot, and stay here or flip your dog. Just let your hips come up high to the sky. And then once Casey's split, so walk your feet into head width distance. So notice you can always take your eyes down to your own body and actually see the alignment in the pose. So for you, Casey, I'd walk the right foot in a little bit and bring it parallel to the left. Yeah, and now drop the weight of your head. Just like imagine the wings of grace, like right here, underneath your shoulder blades, like lifting you up. Yeah, take a big inhale, reach up, build up, and flip back over, high push up. You'll bring your feet together to touch and squeeze your thighs into one another. And side plank on the right hand side. So let your toes come to your nose. Squeeze your thigh muscles in. For some of you, you'll stay right here, pressing down through the right hand, extending from the right hand all the way up to the left. For some of you, you'll take the left leg up, high to the sky, Flexion of the foot, take the left leg up higher, get committed. Take the left leg up higher, get committed. Higher, take a big inhale, fill up, and release. High push-up position to low push-up. Upward facing dog in, downward facing dog out. Feet together, take the left leg up, bend the knee, flex the foot, roll open, stay, or flip. And again, use the tools. Use what you got in your toolbox. Your eye gaze is very, very useful tool. So here, letting your eyes stay set to one steady focal point brings calm, even in a moment that might be challenging for you. And even here with the heat off, like we're sweating already, so I hope you're sweating at home too. Yeah, just in it to win it. Please drop the weight of your head completely. And walk your feet parallel to one another. Take your thighs up to the sky. Breathe in, fill up, even up higher. Please go high, fill up, and flip back over. High push up. Sometimes you come all the way down. Feet together to touch, like your legs like one. And then side plank, left hand side. Outer edge of the left foot rooted, finding Tadasana, finding earth underneath your feet. And then for some of you, right leg just comes straight up, squeezing the thigh muscles into the bone. Look up, reach up, fill up, breath in, fill up, and release. Hands to the earth, high to low, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Yeah, big inhale. And then let it clear away, exhale. It doesn't take a lot of time, right? Just about, 40 days or so to come to a revolution. It doesn't take a lot of time on the mat to meet ourselves kind of right where we are. And so if it's child's pose, then it's child's pose, and that's okay. It's totally good. I'm going to take your right leg now to the front of the mat for high crescent lunge. Take your left heel up, straight up to the sky. And then draw your hands to your heart center, finding center line, finding your spine. Your tailbone descending, the crown of the head reaching up. And can you use this press of your palms into one another to actually create ease for your shoulders? To actually let your shoulders soften and melt down. One more here. Experience lengthening, crown of your head lifting up. And now exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow will come outside of the front thigh. And now continuing to press your thumbs right into your sternum. So find that bone, right? And then let your shoulders here soften really far away from your ears. That's it. Breathe in, fill up. Exhale, twist. One more here, fill up. Exhale, twist. And release. Hands to the earth. Step back. High up. Warrior two. Warrior two. Come up on the right hand side. Warrior two. Yeah. And now extended side angle. So take your right arm to the front thigh. And your left arm up high to the sky. Yeah, and this really nice, beautiful variation of extended side angle. The outer edge of the back foot is rooted down into the mat, and your thigh muscles integrated into the bone. And so you got a solid line of energy radiating all the way up through your fingertips. And now from here, twisting around your axis, twisting around the center line. Take a big inhale, fill up. Exhale, twist. And release. Hands to the earth. High push up to low, upward facing dog. Ignite. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps. High crescent lunge. Top of the mat. Root down to rise up. Rise up. Right heel lifted straight up. Hands to the heart center. Find that pause. Modify the pose as you need to, but there's only two expressions. It's a straight leg or the knee is down. Nothing in between. And let's press your palms together. Create ease, lightness, even joy through your chest and your heart space right here. Now one more. Big inhale, extend, fill up. And exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow hugging outside the left thigh. And for some of you, you'll stay. And for others, you'll open the arms up. Being and breathing in, filling up. Being and breathing out. Notice though, if you take the expression of the pose, it's actually like the easy way out. Yeah. Big inhale, fill up. Exhale, twist. Big inhale, fill up. Exhale, twist, release shoulders down. Breath in, fill up. Exhale, twist. And warrior two. Come up on the left-hand side. Windmill the arms. Open up the legs. Wide open stance. And extended side ankle. Left arm to the thigh. And right arm up high to the sky. And even here, can you think about letting your shoulders soften? Yeah. Just creating that ease there. The outer edge of the back foot is one solid line of energy. Yeah, light it up. Light it up from your fingertips. And it's cool to find this space here where the left elbow isn't working too hard, the left arm isn't working too hard, but you're really creating ease through the shoulder girdle. And for some of you, you'll bind here. Even the bind might be you're opening your arms. That might be an expression that creates more ease for you. So go there if that's the case. All right, take one more here. Your breath in, fill up. This is beautiful. Exhale, twist heart to sky. And then release, hands to the air. You see the less struggle involved in it? Yeah, upward facing dog, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Take a big breath in through your nose. And open up your mouth and let's let it sigh out. Let it go. You can do that a couple times here. Breathing in through your nose. And then opening up your mouth and letting it sigh. And one more, just like that. In, fill up. And whatever you need to let it clear away. So come into now. Take it. Lift up high onto your toes. Look forward, bend your knees. Come to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, fill up. And fold forward, drop your head. Thunderbolt, sink low, rise up. And just a shout out to Grant, because we know this is your favorite pose. We're going to stay here.
Oh,
no, I just kidding.
Just for you, Grant.
Yeah. Your relationships with the poses, they change over time. So can you come into it, yeah, with that sense of fluidity and a sense of neutrality about this pose. You just be neutral about the pose in and of itself. And draw your hands to your heart, pause here, make that connection. Let your shoulders soften away from your ears and twist to the right. Take the left elbow outside and the front thigh. And just keep squeezing your thigh muscles together and keep sinking your butt down low. When you can stay, you can open up your arms if that creates more ease for you. Being and breathing in. And being and breathing out. Twisting and rinsing around your spine. One more here. In. Big exhale out. Come back to center. Rise up. Fill up. Draw your hands to your heart. And twist to the left with ease. With lightness. With joy. Yeah, you can come into an experience of joy here. Pressing your thumbs into your sternum. Lift your right kidneys up to find that press of the thumbs into the chest. One more here, fill up. Exhale, twist. And release and fold forward, drop your head. And you'll take your feet out to hip width distance. And go ahead and take monkey pose. So you'll grab a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. And then drop the weight of your head down complete. Big red tail hawk just flew right past us. Wow. Let your head shake out, yes and no. And then bend your knees even more and shift more weight into the balls of your feet, sending some love into the low back, some love into the backs of the legs. Release your grip from your feet and step on your hands. So for gorilla, you'll take your toes up to your wrists, right up to the creases of your wrists. So you might have to bend your knees a lot to get it there. And then when you've arrived in the pose, find Tadasana. Ground down through four corners of each foot. Feel the inner ankles rotate back, the outer ankles root down, and surrender. Surrender the weight of your head. Now one more here. Big inhale, fill up, and your exhale out. And come all the way up to the sky. Root down to rise up, mountain pose, and right into eagle. Right into red tail high. Take the right leg over and take the right arm under. Now hugging into center line, finding that standing leg. And then challenge yourself here. You know where you always go, but the request here is to come to a space that you're not quite sure about, that you might even fall out of. Who cares? Big deal. Take a big breath in, lift your elbows up a lot higher. And now exhale, sink. Go low, Casey, go low. Yeah. And then reach up, fill up. And find eagle on the left. Bend the knees. Left leg over, left arm under. Hugging skin to muscle to bone. Eyes set. Just creating this experience of equanimity. Sink low, go low. You're not quite sure, go there. And then release. Reach up and take eagle on the right hand side. Again, come into it with ease, with lightness. Right arm under, right leg over. And what shifts have you experienced in 40 days, even here in this pose, in this equanimity series? More stability, more confidence, the ability to trust. Take one more here, breath in, lift up through your elbows, sink low through your hips, low, and release, reach up. Eagle on the left-hand side, bend the knees, left leg over, left arm under. And you set the tone here, you set the tone with your breath. Yeah. One side might be more challenging than the other, so what? How can you create spinal integrity? By finding Tadasana in this moment. Big breath in, that's it, Casey. Exhale, sink low. And then rise up, reach up. Draw your hands down to your hips. Take your feet out to hip width distance. Feel both legs rooted into the earth. Yeah. And you'll shift the weight into the left leg without shifting the pelvis. Take your right leg up for standing leg raise. Bend knee expression, or grabbing a hold of the big toe mound and straightening the leg out right in front of you. Take the crown of your head up high to the sky, and you can use your arms too. You can take your arms into any expression that gives you stability. And then let your leg open out to the right side wall. And very slowly let your drishti shift over your left shoulder. Take your time. Focus, keep the pit of your belly lifting in and up. Ujjayi breath, moving the pose. Not forcing it, but feeling it. One more here, expansive breath in, content, exhale out, and use your inhale to come back to center. Take your arms up high, kick your leg up to the front of the room, and then shoot it back towards me for airplane pose. So your palms face down alongside your body. And notice here that the airplane is not a crashing airplane, but that it is a lifted airplane. And can you feel the wings of grace underneath? Yeah, your wings here lifting you up. Find that quality of upward facing dog. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards your spine and then down your back. Now lift through your chest, lift through your heart, fill up, and release, fold, or come to stand. Yeah, stand right up. Ground the weight down into your right leg. Without shifting the pelvis, come into Tadasana and take the left leg up now. So the pelvis stays neutral, left leg up. You can work with the knee, you can work with the big toe. I find it really helpful here to take my hands to my pelvis and notice during the transition, is my pelvis staying neutral? Take a big breath in here at center, fill up, and then let the leg open out to the left-hand side. Right arm can come out like a wing, and then let your gaze come over your right shoulder. Generous with you, taking the time that you need to truly be in the transition of the pose. Big inhale, fill up. Big exhale, get complete. And use your inhale to come back to center. Take your arms up high to the sky. Kick the leg out in front of you, find integrity, and then shoot the leg back for airplane pose. Left foot comes to the back of the room. Yeah. And you'll let your toes here spread open wide. I know, I tickle your toes. Let your inner thigh muscle internally rotate down towards the earth and then up. I'm actually going to press you down so you can't lift that left hip bone up.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe even bind your palms behind your back here, maybe. Yeah, try it on. You have to get that lift through the chest and that lift through the heart. Yeah. Take a big inhale here. Lift through your chest. Lift through your heart. That's it. And then release. Forward fold. Drop the weight of your head. Yeah, big breath in. Fill up. And big, long exhale out. Go ahead and take 2 blocks underneath or 2 pickle jars, whatever you have. Take them on a higher level underneath your hands. And shift the weight into the left leg. And take your right leg back for a variation of Warrior 3 here. So we're going to come into a half moon, just from a different perspective here. So right leg up, yeah. And now you have both blocks there just where you need them. Flex through the right foot, really, really active. And you can stay here, rooted into the blocks, right? Or root your left hand down and take your right arm up high to the sky here and then gaze up to the upper thumb and just being and breathing in and being and breathing out. And it starts here by starting to lift up onto your fingertips. And then by engaging the pit of your belly and taking your heart towards the front of the room, you might even be able to take your fingertips up away from your block. Try it on. That's it. And now look up, reach up, and release and fold forward and change sides. Easy through the transition. Right leg down, take the left leg back, ground the right hand down into the block, and then start to peel your hip bone open. It's just like 3-legged dog. But the left leg is straight and strong. The muscles zipped up into the bones. Let your shoulder blades squeeze back. Trust yourself here and try out something new. Come up onto the fingertips and then lifting from your chest, lifting through your heart. Come all the way up away from the block. Yeah, come into that scary space, that unknowing space. Yeah, but it's also kind of safe here on the mat. Now take a big inhale, reach up, take the left leg up higher, now take the right arm up. Yeah, take it up, and then fold forward. Awesome, triumph right there. Did you see that? Triumph for Casey right here and now. Celebrate the big and celebrate the little shifts. Celebrate it all. I didn't say shit, I said shifts. Big breath in. And long breath out. You'll keep your right leg grounded here, but you'll step your left leg back for a deep lunge. So yeah, come all the way, you can come all the way down to the left knee here. And you choose, you can keep the back toes curled under like Casey's doing, or you can release the top of the foot into the earth. And go ahead and let your hips now sink down low into earth, really low. You can even let the knee come past the ankle. Here you're safe. Safe alignment. And then what I would encourage here is for you to press your palms actually into your thigh. As you sink low into the lunge, can you press your palms into your thigh to start to straighten your arms, to lift through your chest, to lift through your heart. And many of you can stay here. If you want to take this up a notch, press the top of your foot, your left foot down into the mat and lift your left kneecap up. You can keep your arms planted on your thighs. It's a lot, but it's really fun. Or you can take your arms up high to the sky as well. Now, big breath in here. Now lift through your chest, lift through your heart, go up and back. Yeah, beautiful. And then release. You can take your hands to the block and then take your left leg forward and your right leg back. And step way back. So it's a really deep hip lunge. So give yourself a lot of space here. Use the curl of the back toes under or let the top of the foot root down. And then as you exhale, just let your hips just sink low. Just sink down into the earth. Yeah. And just like Casey's doing here, use your palms. Press your palms into your thigh to draw your shoulder blades back, to draw your chest and your heart space forward. And then you find this, you can stay here, right? Or you can press the top of the right foot down, lifting the right kneecap up. And maybe it's only for a second, right? Or 2 seconds, but that's worth something, right? It's coming into that edge of the experience and growing from there. Ujjayi breath in. And Ujjayi breath out. 2 more like that. Breath in and breath out. Awesome. 1 more here. Breath in, fill up. And big exhale out. You'll shift your weight forward and come into a ragdoll at the top of your mat. You can let your blocks come out of the way a little bit, drop the weight of your head, and just feel the shift through your pelvis. Feel the weight of your head rooted down. Take 1 more inhale here, and your exhale out. And come all the way up to the sky. Root down to rise up for mountain. Keep the left arm lifted and take the right arm behind you for dancer's pose. So grab a hold of the inside of the right foot. If you have a strap or a belt, it's really nice to work with that here. And now kick, come right into the pose. Kick the right foot into the right hands. Now letting the right knee root down towards the earth. The right side of your pelvis root down towards the earth as you lift through your chest and heart. Take a big inhale, lift up, and then release. Come to the other side, ground down through the right leg, take the right arm up, left arm behind the back, grab a hold of the inside of the foot, and take your time here. Forcing, feeling, being with what is. And notice the breath. You can hear Casey's Ujjayi breath. The most powerful tool she's got in the toolbox right now. To be here, to fuel this pulse with oxygen, the oxygen that the muscles need to expand. Take a big inhale, fill up, kick up, and release. Take it to the other side. Come on up, come on up. Dancer's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more. Breath in and out. 1 more. Breath in, fill up, kick, up. Oh, so much more space. And then release. Nice. And change sides. Take it on the other side. And integrity as you come into the pose. Now working your drishti, your eye gaze. Working the shoulder blades softening away from the ears. And it's the same thing that's happening here. If you drop the left hip going down, keep kicking, keep kicking. Yes. Dropping the left hip going down, kick up. Take a breath in here. Kick up, fill up, kick up, kick up, kick up. And release. Yay! Give your pillow a high five. And come back to stand at the top of your mat, like shake it off a little bit. Do you want to switch it too?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And we'll find tree pose here. So ground down through your left leg and take your right leg up to meet your left leg. Your palms pressing right into your heart, right into your chest. Letting your shoulders soften away from your ears. And then grow the pose. Take it where you want to go. Yeah, it's all good. You're squeezing the right side into the left. Make this connection of right foot and right leg into the left leg. Take a big inhale, grow it, fill up. Your triumph, look up, go somewhere new. And then release, hands to the heart center and change sides. Down through the right leg and take the left leg up. And this connection here, this pressing in is everything. As we hug in, we radiate out. And balance isn't static, there's always a shift. And you are right at center. Crown of your head reaching up to the sky. Unmessable. Big inhale, fill up, grow the pose. And then release. Hands to your heart. Maybe even shut down your eyes. Big breath in. And breath out. Nice. The next pose we'll take care of is triangle pose. So you'll keep grounded down through your right leg, and then you'll take your left leg and step it all the way back. So straighten your right leg, send your hips to the back wall. Fingertips reach up towards the window as far as you can go. And like Leanna here, you have the option to keep your right hand lifted. And here, like you're just balancing a nice glass of cold water. Because I don't have my water in here. And you stay lifted through your fingertips. Breath in. Inhale. On your exhale, you can open your heart up to the sky. And one more here, breath in. Exhale. Press your feet down into the earth. Come up to twisted triangle. So both hands can come down to the mat, or option here to bring your left hand to a block. Your right fingertips will reach to the sky. Speaking of water bottle, there's Leanna's. And you square your hips to the back wall. You can bring your thigh back. Twist from your core, belly up and in. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, the back of your neck. Exhale, twist. One more, breath in. And exhale, twist. From here, come up to stand. We'll do a standing straddle. So both feet face the sidewall. Hands can be at your hips and you'll fold forward. Here you can shift your weight towards the tops of your feet, towards your toes. Option to bring your hands down to the mat if you like. And you can keep a slight bend in your knees. You can keep fluid in your joints. Spread out your toes. You ground down into your foundation, into your feet. Take another breath in. On your exhale, you'll empty out.
And hands find your hips. Come up, support your spine, engage your core, lift up. Pivot both feet to the front wall, to the windows, to the top of your mat. We'll take pyramid. So notice Leanna has both feet facing the front. Her stance is a bit shorter here. And she folds forward, forehead towards her knee. You can keep a slight bend in your knee. You can start bringing your wrists, your hands towards the window, surrendering a bit further with each exhale. Breath in. Exhale. Keeping your back foot grounded into the earth. One more breath in. And exhale. Bring both hands down to the earth. Step back. Chaturanga. The very tops of your feet press into the mat. Up dog. And exhale, down dog. Bring your left foot forward. Warrior two. To triangle, so straighten your left leg, send your hips back, reach to the front. When you can't reach any further, you find a bit more. Like triumph in each pose, like pushing past your own edge. Right, that victory right there in your own practice. Head of your belly up and in. Can hear her breath. And one more. Fill up. And exhale, twist. Press your feet down. Come up to stand. And we'll take twisting triangle here. So your stance is a bit shorter. And here your right hand will come down by your left foot. You can bring the block in to bring the ground, to bring your mat closer to you. Notice Leanna's hips stay square here. So almost like you are balancing something on the small of your back. You could bring your hand down to your low back to see, is it flat? If you're cattywampus, you can straighten out your hips, bring your left hip back, your right hip forward, and you twist from your core. One more breath in, and exhale, twist. Come up to standing straddle, so you're pressed both feet down into the earth. Open up to the side wall. You fold forward. Notice where your weight is distributed within your feet. Breath in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. When you're ready to come up, hands find your hips, engage your core, and you support your spine. Lift up, pyramid. So you bring your 2 feet out wide, maybe to the left side of your mat and to the right for pyramid. Hands can be at your hips, or you can take a bind behind your back. On your exhale, you'll fold forward. Bring your forehead towards your knee. So if you need to, option to have a slight bend in your knee. You can kiss your knee. Yeah. Breath in. Exhale. Maybe your hands, your fingers come even more towards the windows. At the bottom of your exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step back, high plank to chaturanga. So you'll lower halfway, hug into center, up dog. Your upper arm bones come back. Exhale, down dog. Breath in. And empty. Inhale. And exhale. One more, fill up. empty out. Pull forward into high plank. And we'll lower all the way down to our mat for 3, 2, and 1. You can bring your right cheek to the mat. Arms can come down by your sides. Your ankles can fall open. Take 1 breath in and 1 breath out. Bring your chin to center. Bring your legs together, hugging to your center line and lift up. Locust. So you lift your chest, you lift your legs, you spread your toes. Pit of your belly lifts up and in. 1 more breath in. And exhale. You can come all the way down to your mat. You can bring your other ear to the mat. Ankles can fall open. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Empty all the air. Come back to center. Take bow. So you bend your knees. Grab onto the outsides of your feet and kick your feet up and back. Your toes stay spread. You take your drishti up. Kick your feet into your hands. So much you can even come back onto your quads. Kick up and kick back. 1 more. Stay with your breath. Inhale. And exhale all the way down to the mat. If your teacher gets out of your way. Breath in. Exhale. Fingertips up by your low rib. Press into up dog. The tops of your feet press into the mat. Your legs lift up off the floor. Upper arm bones back. And your heart forward. Exhale. Downward facing dog. You can come down to your knees for camel. Option here, you can always bring a block and place it in between your legs. You can be at the tops of your feet or you can come up to your toes. Hands will be set up at your low back. And see, Leanna takes her drishti up to the ceiling before anything else, and she takes it back towards the back wall. And if it's available to you, you can start to maybe grab 1 ankle or both ankles. You keep your hips stacked in 1 line above your knees. Take another breath in and exhale. When you come up, bring your heart and then your head. You can sink your hips back down towards your heels. And you connect with your breath right here. Breath in. Inhale. And exhale. We'll take 1 more camel. So you'll come up to stand on your knees. You can be again on the tops of your feet, or maybe you tuck your toes under. Take your drishti up and back. Maybe you grab 1 ankle or both and send your hips towards the front. Stay with your breath. One more here. Breath in. Exhale, and you come up, support your spine, heart, and then your head. Bring your hips back down to your heels. You can set your eyes at one point here. Breath in. And exhale. Let it go. You can find your way down to your spine. We'll set up for bridge. So you can lie on your back. Your knees are bent. Fingertips reach to your ankles or as close as they can get. Press the 4 corners of your feet down into the earth and you send your hips up. From there you can walk your shoulders underneath your body, clasp your hands. And here Leanna's pressing her shoulders, pressing her arms, even her hands down, grounding down into the earth to send her hips up. And another breath in. And exhale, bring your spine down towards the ground. If you need to release here, you can windshield wipe your knees to the left or to the right. We'll take a wheel. So hands come up by your head, press down, lift up. And you stay here with your breath. Be still and know. Right, so right here in wheel, when you're flipped upside down, can you stop the busyness, the planning, the stressing, and just be still and know? When you're complete, you can slowly start to come down to your mat. You'll bring your chin in towards your chest. Lower down slow and controlled. Dead bug. So you can grab the outsides of your feet. Keep the whole length of your spine and even your shoulders pressing down into the earth. You can rock from side to side. Or straighten out one leg or maybe both legs.
See, I don't think dead bugs can rock.
Oh,
Right?
maybe
Happy
they're
babies
dying.
can, but can dead bugs rock?
Or you can bring in a happy baby
The season,
here. They probably don't.
I don't think Baron thought about that, huh?
Jeez, Baron. When you're complete here, bring both feet up to the sky. Hands can come behind your head. And we'll do scissor legs. So you can bring your right leg down. Your left leg can stay up. And you press through your heel. You press through both heels. Your toes are spread. And you can crunch up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs. Stay flexed through your feet. Even your pinky toes are spread. You got it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs up to the sky. 60-30 lift, so bring your legs down to 60. You can bring your arms down by your sides if you like. You can bring them underneath your body. Down to 60. Spread out your toes. Down to 30. The pit of your belly pulls up and in, and your spine presses down into the earth. Come down 2 inches up above your mat. You can come up and look at your toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, can smile, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way back up to the sky. One more time, you got this. Come down to 60, to 30, and 2 inches up above the mat. You can come up and look at your toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, these little piggies, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees in. We'll do abdominal twist. So you'll twist to the right, come back to center, and twist to the left. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, you got it. Triumph here, 3, 2,
Yes!
and 1. Nice job. job. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet come together, your knees fall open. You can have your hands down by your sides, or option to bring your hands to your heart. Connect with your breath here. One more breath in. And exhale. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then rock the length of your spine back and forth. We'll meet up together in boat. Our favorite of this whole 40 days.
Definitely my favorite.
Regina's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on it being my favorite. Spread your toes. And 5 breaths here. Leanna will keep us in integrity.
That's 3.
Yep.
One more.
Cross your feet, plant your hands, kick up. Now you can take any variation here that you want to.
One more.
Cross your feet, plant your hands. Come back. You need to switch up your
You gotta let your
variation.
hair come down for this
Sometimes you need to let your hair down. Whatever you need to do here, this triumph, this last week of your 40 days, understand that the whole is the goal.
One more. Last one.
Woo!
Last one. Full bow, like your biggest expression, okay? One more breath.
Move into seated half pigeon. So you can cross your right ankle, place it over your knee. Your hands, your fingertips can face the back of the room. From seated half pigeon, we'll press into three-legged tabletop. So press your hands down, press your feet down, send your hips up. And one more. Slowly bring your hips down. Take a bent leg seated twist. So you can bring your left foot in, your right foot to the outside of your leg. Ground your sit bones down. Your right hand can reach behind your spine. And come back to center and double pigeon. So both feet are, my hip just popped something gnarly. Oh. Stack your ankle on your knee and your ankle. You keep your feet flexed. Sit bones root down. You reach out in front of you. Hands, fingertips to the mat. Option, you can bring in blocks here if you like. If you don't have blocks at home, grab something around you, whatever that might be. You can start to walk your hands back up by your sides. And we'll take seated half pigeon on our left side. From here, we'll come up to a three-legged tabletop. So you can bring your fingertips, bring them toward, place them facing towards your feet. Press down and lift up. And come down. Bent leg seated twist, so your right knee will come in. Left foot towards the outside of your leg. You can twist from your core. Left hand can come behind your spine. back to center. We'll take a bent leg, seated, seated forward bend.
We'll take double pigeon on this side.
We will.
Yeah.
We'll even it out. That's why there's two of us. And walk your hands back up by your sides. And here, we'll take a seated forward bend.
Woo! Can't wait.
I'm so excited for it. So you bring both legs out in front of you. You can release your flesh from underneath you if you need to. Your sit bones are down like Leanna. You can have a bend in your knees. Bring in a block and you fold forward. Walk your hands back up by your sides. And we'll take tabletop. Bring your hands back behind you. Press your feet into the earth. Press up. You can stick out your tongue. You can scrunch up your face. Down to your mat and take shoulder stand. For a variation, you can bring in a block. From shoulder stand, you can come down into plow. Your feet can touch the ground behind you. Keep your hands supporting your spine if your toes don't touch. You can start to bring your knees in towards your ears for Duff Yogi. you need to here, you can use your hands to support your low back, to support your spine. And start to slowly bring your spine all the way down. Set up for headstand, classical headstand. You need to be aware of your space. If you're on your mat, you may want to come towards the back or the middle of your mat. Your foundation of the classical headstand, your arms are going to be about elbow width apart, so you can clasp each elbows with your hands, and your elbows will stay that same width. Bring your hands, you can interlock your fingers, the crown of your head comes and place it down onto the earth. Send your hips up.
And then you'll start to walk your feet in closer to your body. And maybe bend one knee into your body. And maybe you lift one kneecap up. And maybe you lift the other. And to fall out of the pose, you'll come into somersault and you'll release your hands. Or you'll fall back in the way that you came into the pose. Right? And finding Tadasana here, flexing through your feet. And treating the ceiling now like the floor. Engaging your inner thigh muscles up and your tailbone up to the sky. Even creating length through your side body as you press up. And can you let the weight melt into your head? And finding the center line underneath. Take a big inhale here, fill all the way up, and then slowly release from the pose and come down slowly. Come down with control, finding that balance of effort and ease.
And when you reach the mat, take child's pose. Right, just come in a child's pose. Take your knees out wide. Your big toes together to touch, and just let your chest and your heart space melt down onto the earth. Your forehead center pressing down into earth. Just take these next few breaths to be with the after effects of the inversion practice. Inversions bring vitality to our beings. They allow us to kind of reverse the effect of gravity on the bodies for a short period of time. The list of the benefits of the pose is so long. So I encourage you to invert your body to go upside down every day. Take one more here. Your breath in, fill all the way up. And your breath out, let it empty. And you'll slowly come up to hands and knees pose. And find yourself back onto the mat, your spine long. And we'll set up for fish pose. So you'll bring your legs out long. And you'll let your hands come alongside your body, bending through the elbows. You'll place your forearms down onto the earth. And I like to call this prep for fish pose, like a day on the beach. So you lift up, you lift your chest and your heart up. And for some of you, you'll have your arms alongside your body. And for some of you, to take your hands underneath your tailbone, underneath your sacrum to give you some support under there. This is the version that I like to take. And then arch your spine, so your chest and your heart lifts up. And then you'll drop the weight of your head back. And then like an Olympic gymnast, bring your leg bones together to touch. And point your toes. This is one of the expressions where we actually point through the feet. So you get to be with the lengthening from the tops of your feet. And now if the top of your head doesn't come down all the way, you can shift your heads, your head bones, your sit bones back closer towards your head, and eventually the top of your head will come down. I take another breath in here, lift up through your chest, up through your heart, fill up wide open, and then release. So tuck your chin into your chest, so come down, slow, steady, calm, and then hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and a hug. Keep the right leg in, but take the left leg out long, flexing through the foot. Engage your belly and take the right leg all the way over the length of your body. So you'll actually rock on over to your left hip bone. And if it feels like juicy magic to you, then let your arms come out. If it feels good for you, then take your gaze over the other shoulder. Let your eye gaze stay set. Being and breathing in. Being and breathing out. One more here, breath in, fill up. And big exhale out. Come back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. I'm going to give Casey some juicy magic here.
Yes.
And change sides. Hug the left kneecap into the chest. Take the right leg out long. Stay really flex to the foot, really active here. And then engage your belly muscles to shift the weight over into the outside edge of your right hip. And take the left leg all the way over. Yeah, still stay really flex to the foot, really active. Ujjayi breath in here, filling up. You need it, use it. Ujjayi breath out. Yeah, two more. Breath in and out. One more here. Breath in and breath out. Come back to center. Hug both knees into your chest. Re-neutralize your spine. So feel the entire length of your spine into the earth, rooted into earth. Give yourself a big hug. I mean, lift your chest, lift your heart up. Maybe even kiss your knees in gratitude and thanks, in triumph for showing up, for doing the work, for being for you and being for this revolution in your life. Release the pose, come into final rest, Shavasana. Let your toes splay outward, your heels inward, your palms facing up alongside your body. And set up the pose here. So take your shoulders and shimmy them in towards your spine. Go one at a time. And find the pose that feels good for you. So for some of us, we can like to modify. If you feel anything that doesn't feel good here, find a way to support your body. Maybe that's taking blocks underneath your knees or blocks underneath your ankles to give your spine kind of that natural curvature. And release your breath, release your Ujjayi. And give yourself permission to rest. And to rest deeply. Let go of any thought forms, of any judgment, of anything that may have come up for you in the practice. Just let it go. Surrender it into the earth. Surrender it into the mat. As you release your breath and you come into your natural rhythmic breath, every exhale, can you surrender deeper? And you peel away another layer of resistance to arrive here in your bliss. You can stay here in Shavasana for as long as you like. And together with us, you can start to release the poles through your hands, through your feet, through your ankles and your wrists. Rotating out your fingers, your wrists, and then rocking on over to your right hand side, coming into fetal pose. Take a full breath cycle and get complete in your practice. And draw yourself all the way up and meet Casey and I here at a seat, and draw your hands to your heart center, pressing your thumbs into your sternum and spreading your fingers out wide. Acknowledging yourself for showing up to this space, this mat, to do the work. Acknowledging yourself for your commitment to the program and beyond. Take a deep breath in. And together we bow to each other in love. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yay, now go out there and kick some ass. Woo! Nice work, Casey.